Hello. Welcome. Audio should be working this time compared to before. So, yeah. Here's a game that I recently picked up. It is called Mix Universe. You pretty much just make music in it. You use little nodes, starting point, and just play music. You can have different layers that change it, which is what I did. Decorations. This is used for lighting. So right now, I'm pretty much going to be trying to edit what I've made here. See how I can change it, make it better. Here's what it sounds like right now, though. And you can see it changing on the bottom, layer by layer. And then it goes back to layer 1. Right now I have the same notes, same rhythm, but I'm using this sort of modulator thing, which is this disc, to pretty much just pitch it up and down. And as you can see, it's selected on number 1. If I go to the second layer and go to this modulator, it's selected on 2, so there's a different modulator in each layer that pitches up or down, which is why it sounds different. So pretty much what my goal is to I'm gonna change the lighting of each layer and then change the rhythm of each layer. Welcome, Agent. This is a music game. So you pretty much just place these little nodes down. These lines in between is pretty much how long it will hold before it goes to the next one. Yes, the Rick and Morty. But yeah, you place the notes, you choose an instrument to put in here, and then choose on here what note you want for it. This is what it sounds like right now. Lighting changes due to this long thing right here. If you're wondering how I got the thumbnails, because I did this. It's like cotton candy. Then it loops back. So pretty much what all the different things are is nodes for different nodes. Some of them I have blank just so I could have longer things. This is a starter, so whenever I hit start, it toggles these little starters, which there's one there, and one controlling the light. Tempo. This thing, once it gets to this, it switches to whichever layer I set it to. So this is set to number 2. So it switches to the second one, which then this one's set to 3, which then once it gets all the way through, it switches to the third one, and so on. Each layer looks the same, but you can see the disk in the middle changes, because this is like a little modulator. It doesn't do anything at first. It's selected on number 1. We go to number 2, and we have a different modulator selected on number 2. I could put it in these other ones, but we're not going to do that. And it's pitched down. Number 3 is pitched up a little bit. A lot of bit. And then number 4, it's pitched just like in between 3 and 1. And then it just loops back to 1. So pretty much what I want to do is number 1, I'm going to keep as this like this sort of golden looking look. For number 2, since it pitches down and gets like a bit darker, I'm going to lower the light, make it darker. Number 3, I plan to make it look like this cotton candy look for number 3, since it's nice, really high pitched and stuff. And once it gets to 4, I'm going to do sort of like a golden look on number 1, but a bit more vibrant. Like if I do this, it looks super golden and stuff, but if I head inside the sun real quick, it gets really golden, which is what I plan to have number 4 look like. Besides that, besides the lighting, I'm going to change the notes just a little bit, and like the notes are going to stay the same, but I'm going to just change the rhythm in between each one. The only problem I see with that is these are selected to be on each layer, so it doesn't change. So pretty much I gotta copy and paste each one to each layer. But besides that, like, if you start like a new world, for example, like let's say I started a new one. That didn't work. Delete. If I start a new one, there's no templates or anything. It's just blank. Except for like a few planets that are usually just around for some reason. But the stuff you can edit, let's see. So here's the light thing. We have voxels, so you can make like land masses and stuff. You can make longer land masses, you know, like a little bridge. Bunch of different land masses. Yeah, the different moons. The structures, pretty much just, you know, they just look like this. You can make them spin if you want. Bigger, smaller, rotate it. Then there's some stuff like this, which is what I use in the middle, which I just have spinning around pretty much. a bunch of cool different things. For planets, the only thing is this weird star-looking thing, which is what you see around. You can change the color of it, the size, make it real big. Change it, the radius of it, where it just starts irradiating like crazy. Lasers, which is pretty much like a little light that swings back and forth. And then asteroids. But you have a lot of different customization options. And here you have tempo, the thing that switches between layers. Yeah, the blue is nice. This thing, you attach it like at the end of a song, and it's pretty much like a stop thing. It completely stops everything, makes it all fade out. This, it's just a switch. Modulator to change the different sounds in different ways, which it just normally looks like this. You can make an inner radius, which means stuff on like here will be affected by it. Stuff in the middle will not be affected by it. And then the strength of it, obviously. And then you can put different things in here. Enhance sounds. The starters, you have a normal starter, which is this thing. You just hook a node onto it, and then it just, once you hit start, it'll start the node. You can also just hit T on whatever you're clicking on to start stuff. A lot of different things. This starter is a bit more interesting because it's like a clock. Like if I hit start, it goes around in a circle and just plays whatever. So you can have like a repeating rhythm just all on this like disc. Which I'll show some cool things that are like that. Besides that, it's just the sounds, which you just have these different instruments which you can change, generators, drums, all the normal music stuff, which is pretty cool. Yeah, you pretty much have a record. And one of the pieces that do this really well is this thing. Now this thing is pretty cool in my opinion. So it starts out with a little piano piece with the circular thing, but this thing, like the starters it uses, is pretty much all circular things. Except for some of these other, like normal starters. But as you can see, you know. And then it's just switching in between the layers. So now one of the layers had all this stuff, plus the drums. Now we got some of this other stuff. The nodes just going along. It's probably my favorite one of what this dude has made. Do these white ones even have an instrument on them? That's my question. Yeah, the Sims music. But yeah, all you have to remember about this is like, if you remember, you start out with just literally a blank area, so the dude that made this had to build all of this. Like, piece by piece. It's pretty cool though. And the thing I love about this is, like, I was actually talking to the dude that actually made this game at one point. But it's pretty cool that, like, so you can either control C, like normal to copy, you can also alt drag individual parts. But, like, if you do this, you can do this. Once you place it, you can control switches to movement, and you can just, depending on what you're hovering over, you can rotate it around that point. Which is how I made this circle halfway decent. Yeah, a bunch of different stuff like that. Makes it pretty fun. Breaking my dishwasher. This game is pretty addicting. Just mess around and try to make music though. Okay, next I gotta change all of these to have I want to place you here, set you to number 2. And I want you to have the same hue, but I want you to be dark. Well, darker. Okay, so let's see how well that works. From the other thing to this, it's so much more unimpressive. That's why I'm going to change up a few notes. But it's supposed to be nice and chill anyway, so. Come on. It's supposed to get darker. Okay. So it went to the thing I set, but the problem is, like, so because the duration that I put on it, probably. I don't know how long, like how many seconds this actually first bit is. Come on. There we go. In case you're wondering why this started to turn red and this one didn't, it's because this one loops infinitely. Which is probably why it was a problem. Well, this one, I set it to only once, but now they're both set to once. It didn't change color. Oh, that's because I wasn't even on layer 1, that's why. Okay. Now let's see, does it work on layer 2? Will layer 2 get darker? It did not get darker. The reason probably is because I forgot this is set to everyone too. Okay. So you should light up a little bit. Or not. Come on. Why aren't you lighting up? This doesn't make any sense. Why is it that that lighting thing worked, but the other one So this one worked. I set it to 25. It's got pretty much the same settings. I don't know why it's not working. Gimen. Why are you not lighting up? Okay, what about the normal one? Does the normal one... The normal one still works, but I don't... I am so confused. So, this one, it work, but I don't want to... Okay. We're not going to talk about that. Okay, it gets a bit darker. I want to do a stopwatch real quick just so I can see how long these last. So. Okay, I need to set it to like 13. I'm gonna do 15. Okay. Okay. Cotton candy. Okay, let's see. And then it switches the lighting level. Perfect. It gets darker. Okay. Now I gotta somehow figure out how do I change, like, because I don't want to hit the change world option. So how do I make the cotton candy? So you, that layer. But then you to that layer too. Yoink. Okay, yep, you're already set to 1. Okay. So this is probably going to be some trial and error. Because I have to make it, like, kind of... Okay, so that's 2.1. So this one's going to be a bit brighter than 2.1. We'll say 2.5. And now we just mess around with the color until we finally get the cotton candy. So that's green. That's blue. I need cotton candy pink. Oh. Actually, this might be nice. It's so, like... It's just nice. If I lower it down just a little bit. What effect do we get? Once it works. Oh man, this looks so nice. Okay, 0.8. I just want to see. No, go back to 3. I think, yeah, this works quite well. So we'll do this as the high-pitched one. And then copy and paste. Put you on 4. Copy and paste. Put you also on 4. And then this one will be sort of like the first, except more blinding. So let's see. .35. 0.35 plus 2.5. Okay. Okay, now we got our lighting switches. I mean, you can probably do death metal. I don't like the instruments are kind of limited since the game hasn't really been out for that long, but like you know, there are a bunch of different like generators. If I go in here, this is like one of the main guitar sounds. Let's see. Then obviously you got your orchestra, short stuff like that. That background rumble you can do. Piano. Flight of the Bumblebee. Or something like that. Besides that, let's see. I haven't looked through all of these. So there's probably a better instrument in here. Ooh, electric guitar. Meh. Okay, what about number 2? Metal. Come on, we can find a good one in here. A lot of different instruments, but like somewhere in here there probably is like stuff you can use to make like heavy metal type stuff. Haven't really looked through all of these yet. Huh. Yeah, those are digital. What about cloud space? We'll just go all the way to 10. And then we got analog. Let's see. Base tech. Acid. Okay, that's just tinnitus. It's like a little saxophone. Chippy chippy choppa choppa. Mellow. Is this an agile triangle sound? Nope. The train is now stopping. And then we just casually have quote unquote vocals. Wah wah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't look through all of them, but you know. Okay. And then we have drums. So welcome to the mix. Oh, that's cool. What if I add it like that? I don't know. It's not really gonna say, huh? That's a cool drum sound, actually, that I just thought about. But for now, let's see. So we have all of these different lighting changes. cotton candy. Now we just gotta figure out what rhythm to change everything to, you know? I'm curious, what would happen if I bit crush these? Here's all the effects I have on these, by the way. I'm just curious, what happens if... Okay, that's loud. Huh. It's a cool effect, but I think I'm going to keep it out of that. No, I'm not messing with surround sound, bro. Time stretched. Well... This is actually kind of intriguing. That's actually not bad sound. Okay, what if we do it up instead? Come on. It's still in early access, so, you know. Factory simulator. I kind of like that idea. What if I put it like halfway down? Hmm. It is a cool effect. But I think best we don't mess with it for now. Alright, Agent. Busy business. Brand management. You know what? I really like this effect. Doing a time pitch instead of a normal pitch. Wait, no, this is no normal pitch. Redo the website. I forgot about that. This effect, man. Quite literally, I'm just vibing. Cool. See what this sounds like all the way through. Then we'll change it up one and see if that sounds better. Okay, we'll pitch it up and see what happens. think I like this one better. Like, it sounds a bit interesting, but it's unique. I'll go down one more time. I don't know actually, because this still sounds good. And it takes out all the weird stuff that's happening. I think this works best. This song of floating through space after a dystopian fallout. More lasers. Actually, here and there you can see one inside of this star. Like here. Get ready. See? I quite literally just casually embedded a laser into this star. So every time it hits at this one certain point. Right there. Laser. Okay, so we got the lighting good. We got a unique version of a piano. Before anything bad happens, I'm gonna save this real quick. Okay, is that a good picture? Yes, it is. Tutorial. Practice. I actually did practice a little bit. So pretty much all you see here is this is like some bass thing I was doing, and then I was trying to do a lead here with the modulators. And inside of here is a bunch of drums. The drums are connected via, like, a couple of them are connected to a switch that pretty much makes it where you have the background bass, and then sometimes you have these other couple bass bits that sound kind of cool. Yeah, that's all I did. And then as I was talking to the dude that actually is the creator of this game, I was like, you know what? Because I was looking through all the pre-made stuff, and he was like, yeah, these different things are cool, and they're good to just go and look to see how things are, like, made. And then I decided to start new to, you know, make what I made here. And it's come out pretty well. Actually, the thing that I have the main idea of changing the modulators like I did to change the pitch was actually from this. So each one of these little circles are modulators, and each layer starts at a like different point. So it just changes layers, which as you can see here, it changes the pitch of these. Three circle violin. You have the tempo, which is just slowly increasing. So here's how all the layers work. It just switches to these two layers, and then to these two layers, and then to these two layers, and then to these two, then these two, and then these two, and then that. And then starts back at square one after it gets all the way through. And whenever it does that, the tempo goes back to normal. And you also have the switch. So this is where I got the modulator idea from, to change the pitch. So, you know, this has more going on and sounds more interesting than what I have, but you know, it may be less interesting, but it's nice and chill. So, you know, just a nice little chill piece instead of a lot of stuff going on. And then the lighting complements the different pitches. And then back to layer one. So yeah. I mean, I can still get the cotton candy look if I change the world to like this, but Jesus, is it bright? I wonder, what does it look like on this? Very white. It's like misty. I forgot you can like change in between the layers to make it sound interesting. That's actually kind of cool. It's so like it sounds a little weird since there's some notes that are kind of mashing themselves together, but like, let's say I started on 1, waited for it to get halfway, like that, switch to 3. See? That's pretty cool, actually. I want to incorporate that. I was just going to change the rhythm, but maybe if I could just incorporate that, I can not go through the trouble. Oh, you just make whatever you want. And you can upload it for other people to look at and stuff. Like, here's the stuff I've actually uploaded, which is the first iteration of me making this, the updated version. Right now I'm updating it even more, so here's the one I'm working on right now, which I don't have uploaded right now. But if I did want to update it, I just go here and just set up for workshop, and then it uploads it onto the Steam workshop for this game. And then people can, go and look at it. Who knows, maybe if the dude that makes the game likes it enough, we feature it here. So, it's pretty fun. You cannot export them, sadly. I was actually looking through some of the questions people had on this game, and they're asking if you could, but there's no built-in function right now for you to export it. But you can probably just record it on OBS and just, crop it and stuff. Change the visuals if you want, and just do it like that. What is this? Toggle stability to exo. I want that to be off, because if anybody comes into this, well, Why does it look like cotton candy? Okay, there we go. Okay, so if I want to have the cool switch thing, what I will have to do is gonna be something a little interesting. So I'm pretty much gonna have to get another starter. Put a switch. So that way it plays through normally at least one time before it changes. Select you here. You're only going to play once, but by the time you get all the way back, I think it should use the switch. If it supposedly. And then let's see. I want it to get to here, so that's 4, 8, 10, 11, 15, 19. So I need 19. So that's 8, 16, 18, 19. That should work. Okay, now we'll just move you up a bit and just squeeze you right next to it. Okay, we'll see if that works. And I think over time it would probably add another one in every time it gets back to 1, but let's see. We'll play through it and see. I'm with you in the dark. What? let's see if this works. I mean, I probably could have just started at 4, but you know, start at 1 to make sure it actually doesn't play immediately. So, okay, let's see. Can I get the double piano? No, because it resets that. Okay. The only way around it that I can think of is setting it to this and then doing what I had before of this. No, it wasn't that. It was that. So it just takes longer. But I wanted the Switch because I wanted it to play through the first time and then do this. Why aren't you working? Huh? So it doesn't continue until both starters reach it. How do I get this to do it how I want? The only way I can think of is have you play twice, and then doing a switch. No, I don't want you to be connected there. I want you to be connected here and here. Because I want you to play multiple times. Okay, it did in fact work. But again, there's 19. I can do -4, so I don't need a 4, but I still need... Let's see, so that's 16. So 19 minus 4 is 5. 15. So 4 and 3. Okay, I like that little effect, but it's not quite how I thought it would be. So 2. I think I need a 2 there. Come on, why didn't you do it twice? I set you to twice, so play it twice. That's better. Wait, is this gonna add a third? Oh my, there is. What happens once you get a fourth? I don't think it matters because I think it... Yeah, it plays too fast for a fourth one to come in. So 3 is the max that I'll do. Okay, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Adding a little switch at the beginning. Okay, table. I don't think that's an issue. Now the only problem is probably just these guys staying on for too long. We'll do it a little bit. Dim it. Yeah, I think we'll just save it there. It's actually kind of nice. So we'll just Broken Utopia V2. Apply and a workshop. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool methods. There we go. Well, that's enough for me to work on this. I got a cool little bit of progress down. I might take out the switch if I think over time it's a bit too much. But for now, I'm gonna keep as is. Hope you all enjoyed. And please like and subscribe if you did enjoy. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.